So once the file has been loaded, guys, these little icons up here become enabled. So we've got your run it. You can run the file and you can look at the live transformation is what's happening for each sensor that you have picked on your display. You can also rewind it, fast forward, and stop it. So I'm just going to run it to give you guys an idea of what it looks like in action here. I do believe I have a file that has a little bit of something in it, so let's run it. This might be a dead file. I might have to pick another one. Let's see. I'm not seeing any activity. Oh, here we go. It took a few seconds. So now you see there's all kinds of stuff occurring there. Our RPM is fluctuating. We're at idle, and it's doing quite a bit of fluctuating there too. That's a little unusual. You've got all these values changing down here on the fly. You've got engine load right now. It looks like we're pretty much at idle. The engine load is at 40, whatever that's. I'm not sure, like I said, what the units are, but it's running at 40. Here we have the timing is at about 35 degrees, and of course I think I just revved it a little bit there, and the timing changed. You can tell whether I revved it or whatever by looking at the idle. Okay, so that's a short session. Stop. Let's fire it up again here real quick. Give it a few seconds to take off here. Okay, there we go. So our fuel ratio is not showing any change. Vacuum boost is not showing any change, which is very unusual. I might have to find a different file here because I'm not exactly sure what this one here is. Okay, let's consider reloading a file. I'm going to stop that one. Okay, so we'll stop this guy. We'll find another file here. Let's go over to our file selection here. Bring this box up. Now this goes to log files. It's files that I've previously saved. I picked one that had a little more data in it because I thought it would be here's one that's got a lot more data, 622 kilobytes. Let's open this guy, see what we got here. Okay, so we've opened that one with 622 kilobytes. So now we're going to go up here and click run. See what kind of activities we have here. We've got activity instantly. We're not moving. Miles per hour is at 0. Okay, I just revved it up to 2,000. I could see the RPMs flip up to 2,000. Here we see our mass airflow. It's showing on the scale with this little green unit. This little green arrow here is showing it a red. Now that, to me, when I saw that, after quite some time, I left this file sitting on the machine and went back. My car wasn't working that great, and I thought I'd go back and look at this, and I did. And I could see right away that that we were dipping into the red for the mass airflow sensor. So I thought maybe it needs to be cleaned. So I took it apart, looked at it. Sure enough, it was filthy, and that cleaned things up, made things run better when I sprayed that down with the proper cleaner. So you can use this to diagnose some problems that you might have. You can use it to tweak various different things. As you look over here, you'll see you got your oxygen sensors. You know, if you idle, you get a certain setting. If you rev it up, you get a certain setting. We've got little needles there going back and forth to tell you where things are. And of course, you can pause it at a specific spot. You can look at that, rewind it. If you see something looks abnormal, you can pause it, rewind it, play it till you hit that spot, and then pause it there, and then go look at all the other relative values. When you've seen that section that just did not look right, you can say, okay, where's my RPM at that point in time? Was I giving it gas? What was my spark advance set at? You know, you can check all these different values and decide where that particular value should be, the value that you thought was incorrect. Where should it be for the particular all the other settings that we have on here? And then you can say, oh, well, that's wrong, or it's right, or it needs to be changed, and what could possibly cause it to be there? How can I change that, improve it, increase it, decrease it, whatever. In this case, you see we're in closed loop. These systems run in open loop when they're first started until they warm up, and that's about 5-6 minutes, and then they go into closed loop. When you go into closed loop, that means the system will start reading off of data that it's saved into specific run tables. You can bypass. You can turn that off with the system so that it doesn't record. It doesn't save specific tables. Then you can customize the tables the way that you want them to be, the way you want it to run, so that it never goes into closed loop. It always stays in open loop and reads off of the base tables that you've selected values for, as opposed to going into the system selected tables. If the system has a problem, it'll change parameters in the system recorded tables, and then it'll continue to run off those values that were set, and that can hamper your performance and your fuel economy and all kinds of things. But So here, like I said, as you can see here, this is a pretty long file. It's still going here. I revved it up to 2,000 RPMs. I'm guessing by looking at it, they haven't gone for a drive yet. There's some in here where I've gone for a drive and done some recording. In a case like that, you can see, you'll see the RPMs come up to where I shift through each gear and whatnot. Down at the bottom, we have throttle status is closed. Not sure if you guys can see that. Throttle status is closed right now, it says, and then I think there you'll see it switch from closed to part throttle, depending if it's part throttle. I must have stepped on the gas just a little bit. Yeah, she was up to 2,000 RPMs there when she was on part throttle. So the vacuum, for some reason our vacuum and boost is not moving. I'm not sure why that is. I would have expected to see that change. Okay, so that's the end of that file. That's the end of that session. But anyway, that gives you a really good idea of what kind of display that you have to help you read and understand what's going on with your vehicle. And when you choose specific things that you want to see on there, they'll show up. In this case, you can look at everything in a digital view if you want to. Like if I run this, you'll see all the changes. This is all digital view for everything. Come on now, it should be seeing the values change there. Why do we not see that? Rewind. Okay, that's rewind. Let's rewind it right at the end of the file, I guess. This should be a live display. I thought, yeah, there you go. Rewound the file. Now you can see all these settings changing through the file, being displayed here in a digital format. And then, of course, you have graphs. You can plot graphs, various different graphs. Right now, I have not really plotted anything, but in this case, I could actually plot a graph. Then you have your... Okay, so that's the graph view. We've got how many samples do we want? We've got 10,000. Playback rate. That's probably frame rate or something. 70. We've got default bank used for logging. Bank 8. Everything is loaded onto bank 8 for logging. So once again, we'll just EEC. I think that takes us back to Cal Edit, yeah, which we already have running. So that's just basically just switch from one piece of software to the other. So yeah, in here we can change our values. So let's just say we pick a particular row. Since I don't have it automatic, I'll go fourth gear ratio. Fourth gear ratio, it says right there. I'll pick the value in the fourth gear ratio field here. Boom. Now I can change that value if I want to. I type something in. I should be able to. It's got to be a number, I guess. There you go. See, I can change that value. I'm not going to save this, but just to give you guys an idea. So that's kind of the rundown of the software that we have for this particular piece of equipment. And like I said, there's just unbelievable amounts of data that can be changed. Functions are very important. You can specify what function you want to make changes to. When you do, you get the table for that function. You can make modifications there. Scalars would be, like multiplication of a particular value I picked. What would I want to multiply it by? Probably more on a global aspect. You can change those in here. Here you can go now to tables. I got to go back and look at my some of the stuff. Now, if you want documentation for this, all the documentation is online. There is a forum that's set up on Yahoo, and you can subscribe to that forum. And when you do, every time there's a discussion about some particular aspect of this, that somebody's having problems and they're asking for help, the guys on the forum that's been through this will all pipe in and give you suggestions on what you should do or what you need to change. They can give you a direct answer that will solve your problem. Sometimes it's one of those things where everybody's guessing and just kind of putting their knowledge together and trying to give you a general idea of the different things that you could check to see, what the problem might be. They don't always have the answers, but that's a very active group. I get emails from that usually. I mean, there's hot times and there's cooler times, but I get emails from that usually on a regular basis, every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and then on some days, like 10 times a day. If somebody's having a problem, there's a big discussion going on about it, you'll get a lot of emails. And there's the guys that put this unit together, the hardware and the software, actually have lots of YouTube videos out there to help you understand it. So there's lots of support. And there's other there are other guys out there with different units that do the same thing. So there's competitors to this particular one. This one's called a tweaker. There's other ones out there. I'm not sure exactly what they're called now. I forget, but they're specific to the ones that I've looked at were specific to the EEC-IV and EEC-V systems as well. But there's other computerized systems out there. You've got your Chev and your Dodge, and some of them will work on both, I believe. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's not really descriptive in exactly how you would use this, but just to give you a general idea of how many opportunities or options there are with this this unit. There's a lot. You can change, like I said, everything in there. I think the reason that I'm not seeing stuff that I'm 100% familiar with is because I think what I've got here is base settings. I need to load a file that has the settings from my specific vehicle. Like right now, if I were to go and plug this in and read from the tweaker, all of these tables would suddenly reflect what's inside of my computer on my car right now. And then I would probably see a lot of different values. I think these are base values for specific strategies. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. I'm not going to bore you too much more with that. I just wanted you to see that there's a lot of options with this software and the hardware that goes with it. And if you have a Ford that's running on an EEC-IV system or an EEC-V system, this unit only costs a little over $400. And software is free. Load the software for free. And there's not much in terms of setup for the software. It's just pretty much a file-based system. It does have, I guess, an older style of database, which you really don't have to worry about. All the database does is store some parameters that the system needs to run off of. So if you're interested in getting a unit like this plugged into your vehicle so that you can play around with it, you would want to search for tweaker, and that's the TWEEKER. And Google that and you will find something on it. In fact, let's see what we can find right now just to give you an idea. So I'll bring up a new tab here and I will type in TWEEKER. I do believe it was tweaker. Now of course tweaker has many different meanings depending on what you're looking at. What I'm looking for is the tweaker for, let's see, tweaker Wikipedia. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to go back to here and see if I can get the proper name. We'll go to our Cal Edit here. Bring it up again. Bring up Cal Edit. And once it comes up, we'll look, where's the name of this stuff? I do believe the name will probably come up if I go here. Read tweaker. Yes, TWEECER. Okay, so it's TWEEC. Tweaker. And there's various different tweakers. There's a tweaker. And there's a tweaker RT. As you can see, tweaker and tweaker RT. I believe RT was the one with a little more functionality. I think that's the one I got. Let's click that. The tweaker. Ford EEC user programmable module. Let's click that. And what do we get? There you go. Slow traffic. Keep right. This is the base website for the tweaker system. So once you've typed that in, it'll take you right into, if you click the right link, it'll take you right into the specific website. Now, they're showing you some examples. It looks like there's some updates to the tweaker hardware since I purchased it. It still has the switch that actually lets you go through your different programs. It has your connection box that plugs into, this is the box that plugs into the control, the ECM, the computer on your car. This is the switch that will go through the various different tunes that you may have. These are the cables, obviously, that connect, and it's showing this, for trucks. It's showing it for various different models of Mustangs. It doesn't have to be Mustang; it can be anything. But that's the tweaker website. So if you want to investigate that to see exactly what version of the tweaker that you need for your vehicle, if your vehicle will work with one, then you can look in here and find out. And here we have the prices: $450 plus shipping. That's the tweaker RT. As I said, I think the RT is the one I got. That's what I paid. Tweaker RT is great for any parts combo, but we consider it a requirement when a power adder like a turbocharger, supercharger, or NOS are part of your combo. Combined with one of the many quality wideband air fuel gauges available today, total tuning power is at your fingertips. And of course, here's a watered down version of it here. It's just called the tweaker. It's for, I guess the difference is this is specifically for naturally aspirated combos, so you wouldn't be able to use this to tune for a supercharger or turbocharger. So if you're not going to go supercharger or turbocharger, you might want to pick the $300 version. Here we have he has custom tuning options. If you want them to create a specific tune for you, you need the hardware. You still have to buy the hardware, but you can pay for a specific tune. So here we have the specific chip itself that we'll plug in. So what it is a pre-tuned chip. We offer also a flip chip product for those who want an easy plug and play option that includes base custom calibration for your specific combo parts. Additional tuning requires that the chip be returned for updating. So in this case, you don't have any option to doing any updates on this, which I wouldn't want to go with, but some people might want to go with that. For me, the system is great because it gives me the opportunity to do all the tuning I want. That's why I wanted the RT. So you get one tune, 275 plus shipping. Two tunes, 300 plus shipping. So why not go the full tilt if you're not looking to put a turbocharger on or anything like that? You're sticking to naturally aspirated. Why not spend the 300 and get the option to do the tuning yourself? You can still ask for a custom tune, and they'll send it to you through the email, and you can update your system with that custom tune if you'd like. So there's a few options on there, as you can see. These guys have been around for a long time, and I would say that if you're looking for a tune